Hello sweet friends and welcome to the Rebookery channel. I am going to try to make a new junk planner. So in my last video I did a flip through of this junk planner and I will link it below. So I want to make a whole new one. Now I am in love with altered book junk planners. I've done several of them where I take an old book and I keep it intact, so it's not like making a journal. It's taking the book and using the parts that it has, and what we do is we actually remove a lot of the pages. In fact, we remove most of the pages. So if you remember, I did a video, actually I might have done a couple of videos on how we set this one up. So I'm going to do the exact same process. And today what I'm going to do is just select some books, okay? So I want a book that is going to be very similar to this. Now this is an old cookbook. I had gone to an estate sale probably 4 years ago, and the lady was a cookbook collector, and I just couldn't let the cookbooks go. I loved them, and I have had them sitting on a shelf for ages, not really knowing what I wanted to do with them. I don't know that they're worth a lot of money. I mean, you will see some of these, if you're a cookbook collector, some of these are kind of highly sought after. But again, I don't know that they're worth any money. And here was the thing. If I didn't get them from the estate sale, they were probably going to either go to Goodwill or they were going to go in a dump. A lot of times when I pull up at estate sales, especially if I go on the last day, there will be the dump bin sitting outside, and as soon as the sale is over, they just start chucking stuff in. So I don't know if that was the case, but I'm going to have peace with that, knowing that I rescued these books, and I'm going to give them a different life. Okay, so here's what I liked about this book. I loved the size. I loved the spine. This was a larger spine than my last altered book, and I love just the page size. I just really liked that. I also liked that the pages were thicker paper. They were not glossy. They were a matte finish. They were kind of off-white. So you'll see that that actually was the background of a lot of my spreads in here. Was I just left the original paper showing through. And so I want something that is going to be very similar to this. So I grabbed some of my cookbooks, and I thought we'd kind of go through them today, and I'll pick out ones that I think are going to work, and then ultimately I'll choose which one I want to alter. So this is one. This is called the Blueberry Hill Cookbook. It is super, super cute. I love the spine, or the cover. I love the spine. It's fabric. This reminds me of a Reader's Digest. The pages are perfect. They are off-white, cottony, a little thick. And the best part about this book is you can see that the signatures are sewn in. Now that's going to be a huge deal for us making an altered book. You want your signatures to be sewn in, not glued to the spine. If they're glued to the spine, you're not going to be able to do the same process that I'm doing. There are ways to make books where the spine is glued, to make them into altered books. I don't really like those ways because ultimately you're relying on the glue, and glue is just not the best thing in the world. I like this because I know that this is a very well-made book. It's been stitched, and I know through my experience that books like that will hold up to whatever I throw at it. So I like this one. The drawback to this, it's a little small. And while I love many aspects of it, I think I want to go a little bit larger. I'm not gonna get rid of this. I will hold on to it. At some point I will go and use this, but I don't think I'm gonna use this one. And it is it's the correct thickness. Here's another one. This is friends and their food. So pages are perfect. Love, and I love this script that's kind of sprinkled throughout the book. It's got an inscription. Oh, and it says 1971, happy birthday. I was born in 1971. Okay, so I'm loving that. It's sewn in. It's a very well constructed book. Size-wise, it actually looks a little bit thicker than that one. And this one, the pages are just a scotch bigger. This is a contender. I love the color of the cover too, so that's a contender. Okay, so this is a Junior League cookbook. A lot of people love the Junior League cookbooks, and they collect them. This is the Dallas Junior League cookbook. So automatically I'm drawn to this because of the cover. That is just amazing. By the way, these books are heavy. You can tell the quality of a book by how heavy it is. And so this is definitely a high quality book. This lady was a serious cookbook collector. Love the end papers. Okay, that's amazing. Love, love, love that. Now the paper is white, and I don't hate the white. I can tell it's a little bit thinner. It also has some glossy photos in here, so I would actually probably remove those because I don't really like to journal on glossy paper. Just a lot of my stuff doesn't stick to it, but I would definitely make do. Size-wise, it's actually, looks like it is the exact same size as this one. I love it, but I don't think I'm going to use it just because of the glossy paper and the paper being a little thinner. Okay, so I love this one. This is Sugar and Spice Cookbook. It is amazing. Like, I look at this and I just think of Laura Ingalls Wilder. I don't know why. I think of Little House on the Prairie. So 1978. Check this out. The pages are blue. And look at the writing. Look at the print. Yeah, I can't even. I cannot even. And the cool thing about taking a book and altering it is that I'm going to remove about 2/3 of the papers, or 2/3 of the pages, which means I will have a lot of these pages to use for my journaling and just making of other journals. So these won't go to waste, and they are super thick. I would say they're probably the thickest out of the ones I've looked at so far. I would say they're the thickest. I love the blue. Love, love, love the blue. Blue always makes me happy. However, I don't know if I want to do blue. I don't know if I want to do blue. I don't know. I could. I don't know. I could. I can't decide. Okay, so it's just about the same size. I think the spine is a little bit thicker. This is definitely a contender. Definitely a contender. I just don't know about the blue. I don't know that I want, because I really loved this. Oh, sorry, I'm outside and the wind is blowing. I really loved just that neutral background, and I'm kind of into that right now. I would either have to change my thinking to a blue background, or I'd have to use a lot of white gesso to prep my pages. I don't know. I don't know that I want to do that. I want to do this. So, okay, while I love this, I'm going to hold off. This will definitely be a journal, just maybe not this time. All right, this one's big. This one is actually a lot bigger, so there's a good inch right there. And the spine looks a little bigger. So this is the Settlement Cookbook. Ooh, look at that yellow. Does that not make you happy? That makes me happy. Oh. Okay, so we've got cottony pages. They're not super thick. The print I love. It's very simple. Nothing fancy. Gluing these pages together would make this nice and thick. Very matte. There's no pictures. Let's see, is there any? There's a little bit of some illustration there. And these would be great pages when I take them out. They're going to be a great size to use in other journaling projects. I like this one. Only drawback is that it's a little bit bigger. Do I want to go this big? Okay, so this is a contender, and I love that cover. Now it looks like there's a little bit of water damage on this one, which makes me all the more excited to use it, because that means it wasn't in pristine condition. All right, the last one I have. This is the Melting Pot of Mennonite. So white pages. Nice and thick, not too thick. End paper is a textured, like a buff color. Very tight spine, you can see. Size-wise, gosh, I think this is the exact same size. Actually, it is. Looks like it is the exact same size. And I love the color. That's awesome. All right, so now I gotta decide. Which one? Do I want the Melting Pot of Mennonite? Do I want the Settlement Cookbook? Or Friends and Their Food? Which one do I want to turn into my next junk planner? All right, kiddos, here's what I want you to do. Let me know which one you would choose. Which one do you think we should turn into the next junk planner? And I'll do a series of videos on turning this into a junk planner and show you how I'm gonna try to get it set up exactly like this one. Put your choice in the comments below. And if you haven't visited my Ko-fi site, K-O-F-I, the Rebookery, you will find that I have almost like set up a blog where I have some posts that are a little bit larger and more extensive than what I can put on Instagram. And then I also house my videos there. So if you haven't checked that out, check that out. If you would like to help me with my endeavors with art and give me a small financial support, I would totally appreciate it, and you can click on the little button on my Ko-fi site. If not, no worries, I am always here and I love to hear from you guys, so leave me a comment. All right, my friends, I hope you're healthy, I hope you are happy, and I hope you do something creative today. Bye.